Hey, good morning, YouTubers. Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Okay, guys, let's get into more technical talk. Important. Somebody asked me to basically explain to them what is happening in the stock market. It's always an up and down cycle. And what it is, I'm going to get as basic as possible with this. Okay, guys? It has a lot to do with stock buybacks and quantitative easing. That's it. That's your answer. Stock buybacks and quantitative easing. Okay? What happens is, once companies start buying back their shares, they start creating a little bit of a nest egg for themselves and creating a fake wealth, creating a fake wealth that's on paper, kind of like the whole housing crisis bubble. Same thing, but in stocks. And now with the quantitative easing, where the elites and the millionaires and the rich get the bail-ins from the average Joe who doesn't invest in the stock market. So what's happening with these people is the average Joe doesn't have the money to take the risk, and the average Joe doesn't really play with the markets because of day-to-day living and trying to keep food on his table. We've gotten to that point now where it's gotten really hard. The quantitative easing, artificially deflating rates to basically bail out the banksters in 2007. Ever since this deflationary rate period, we have never come back or never returned to the somewhat glory we had at one time. And the 2007 was the ultra nail in the coffin for the world's global recession. Now what's happening is America is going to take another bite out of its own cookie. So basically it's eating itself to feed itself. And you're going to start seeing the stock market start to take dips. You're going to see the yield curve inverting. You're going to start seeing investors chasing after the yield curve to see if they could profit off it. Now, this is what's going to happen, guys. Russia right now, and it's been going on for a while, has been selling U.S. Treasuries, okay? So now with them selling U.S. Treasuries, it's gotten to a point where the U.S. is buying back its own debt and it's eating its own cookie to feed itself. There's only so long you can do that until there's no more cookie left. And now with Russia buying Bitcoin, which is really bizarre, Russia's been picking up on Bitcoin, and with the money it's been selling, with the U.S. Treasury bonds it's been selling, it's actually been buying Bitcoin and gold. And when I found out they've been buying Bitcoin, I'm like, wait a minute, Russia knows something. Russia just doesn't jump in 2 feet first. They don't just jump into the deep end without knowing something. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Then you got China selling off its gold. Buying up gold, selling off U.S. Treasuries. I don't know how many billions now they've sold off of American debt. And now, not only that, is they're going off the petrodollar, right? So the U.S. reserve dollar, the petrodollar, is headed towards a problem, if you want to put it this way. So this is also having a downward effect in the stock market too, where the dollar is strengthening. Wow, this guy's making a left turn from the right lane. Wow, okay. So, anyways, yeah. So that's what's happening with that. So, the stock market right now, big investors that could take the risk are trying to chase that yield curve, get it at the right time. And the average Joe just can't do it because you can't compete with the quantitative easing and stock buybacks from companies, turning them into empty shells, printing wealth overnight, creating wealth out of thin air. Unfortunately, it's the middle class, the working poor middle class that suffers the most, and let me tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's because it's their tax money, it's their pensions, it's their life savings that basically bail out this. And when you're saying life savings, Mike, what are you talking about? I still have my money in my bank now for 20 years. How much have you been making off your money? Nothing. Interest rates are next to zero. They've taken artificially deflated rates where if you kept your money in the bank for 7 years, you double your money. Let me get coffee for me and Rose.
Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, can I get 2 large coffees with 1 cream in each?
Sure, anything else?
That's it, thank you.
418 at the window, please.
Okay. Did she say 4018 or 418? Let's see. I got like $1 on this card. I'm going to use this one up. Hi, see if there's anything on this left. I think you told me yesterday it was $2 or...
Okay.
Empty, you just owe 43 cents.
43 cents?
Yeah.
I don't have change. Is it okay if oh, hold on. I got $1.
You got, okay.
$1,
Do you
yeah.
want this back or garbage?
No, give it to the guy behind me.
Okay.
Tell him it's a treat for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want that. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, give it to the children. The children.
There you go.
Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.
Bye, you too. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so what is going on, people? There's a lot going on. And it's the average Joe and it's the working poor that's fitting the bill. That's the scary part. And when we have a crash, I brought this up, I don't know, like a year ago. The rich, I don't know. The rich, I got 16, 17 mil I can live off. I'll be fine. The working poor, well, no, sorry. The poor, poverty, they're already living in poverty, so they know what it's like. It's the middle class that suffers during a crash. The rich, you know what? I still got 16, 25 mil from an investment I did a few years ago. I'm okay. I'm okay, you know? I'll be okay for 10 years to ride this out. The people living in poverty, they're already living in poverty. It's the working poor middle class that's actually propping up this failing economy with pillars and stilts and putting things underneath to try and prop this up. And what made the stock market and allowing companies to buy back stocks and shares in other, like, it should be 100% illegal. And other countries are taking note of this and saying, what is America doing? You know, why are they allowing all these things to go? Why are they allowing all this stuff to happen? And that's a very good question. Because now we're not in wealth creation anymore. We're living in a society of debt creation. How much can I borrow? How much? No one's worried about how much can I afford to lose. Everyone's worried about how much they could get and not worried about paying it back. When there's no one there to save them to pay it back, it's basically their lives that go through the ringer. Their livelihoods, everything they work for. And don't get me wrong, a lot of these people do work hard. A lot of these people do work 2 jobs. I mean, they wouldn't land all this credit and buy a house and all this stuff if they didn't, right? But the banks aren't doing their job. They're turning down people that do qualify for lending, you know. And someone was telling me the other day, oh, Mike, you're full of crap. You have a mortgage on your house. I'm like, no, I don't. I wish I used someone else's money and I would be investing my money in other stuff. I wish. No, I don't. I had to buy my house. I offered the bank 50% down because I'm business for self. BFS, I'm business for self. They won't touch me. Oh, yeah, we're going to need this and we're going to need these 3 documents. And I call my accountant. I'm like, they want all this stuff, dude. What do I do? I'm like, we have it. But, I mean, I'm going to have to go through stuff with you and put something to list together and do this and that. Because when you're business for self and you're applying for a mortgage, it's really hard. Right? And so I tried. They said no. I offered 50%, 50, not 15, 50. They looked at it. They said, no, we can't do 50% down. We just can't do it. So I said, okay. That was with RBC. No problem. Okay. I had to buy it free and clear, or I would not have a house to raise my kids in. I would not have a house to live in right now. And that's the problem, guys. That's what a lot of people, you know, luckily I got out of the city. The only thing that went up, my car insurance went down, the price of gas, I think it's average. I really don't care because I don't drive that much. I go on an entire full tank in a whole month. I do a whole full tank in a whole month. So, yeah, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a month and a half if I don't have to go to Kamloops. But to be very frank with you guys, I'm concerned where things are headed. I'm concerned with this structural social justice engineering we're going through. We're being structured into, and our lips are being loaded on what to say, how to say, when to say it, well, who not to offend, when not to offend. When, I mean, you can't even bring up a black guy joke anymore. You know? Like, you can't even bring up a black guy joke. I bring up black guy jokes all the time when my black friends are there, because if I have other friends, they start getting offended and saying, oh, what are you saying? I'm like, oh my God. Really? It's gotten that bad? Someone's telling me to watch the new season of South Park because it's really good, and a lot of it talks about what I've been talking about here on my channel. I'm going to start watching, I'm going to go find South Park, the new season, and give it a gander, you know what I'm saying? Too much going on, too much at loss, too much at stake. People, too much livelihoods at stake, too much, you know, family values, too much everything. This crisis we're all going through, whether it's housing, whether it's financial, whether it's debt, whether it's sorry, I had to stop through there was no light or stop. I had to stop, some guy was going through with a bike. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think. I really want to know what you guys think. It's everything. Our speech, we lost freedom of speech a long time ago. When Trudeau bought out the Prime Minister of Canada, Trudeau gave bailouts to all the newspapers and media sources. You know what happened? I went on my YouTube. I lost 30 subs. I didn't lose 30 subs on my channel. I lost 30 channels I was subscribed to. And no, I started looking some of them up. None of their channels were deleted. I was just unsubscribed to them for some reason. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I look on my subscription list. It's like I got 109 subscriptions that I subscribed to. I'm like, oh, they put my subs back. I check. Canadian Broadcast News, Canadian this, Canadian, the Globe and Mail, the this, the Vancouver Sun, the Toronto Star. It's like, what? City News. I didn't subscribe to these guys. So I went into all of them, unsubscribe, unsubscribe, unsubscribe. I should have gone into every channel and saying, on their first video, or their video with the most views, please stop having bots or web bots subscribing me to your channel. I couldn't care less what you guys have to say on every one of the channels I was subscribed to that I did not subscribe to. I was subscribed to some bizarre art channel I never subscribed to. I asked my wife if she went on my YouTube, because sometimes it might be logged in. She goes, no. She goes, I always log out of yours because you keep getting messages and notifications, so I don't want to deal with getting a notification every 2 minutes, right? So I'm like, okay, so somebody subscribed conveniently to all these Canadian mainstream media sites. It's getting bad, guys. Anyways, I'm home. I'll be at the shop tomorrow. Guys, don't forget Wednesday night, tomorrow night, trends in the housing market. We're going to go over some serious housing trends on what's going on all over the English-speaking channel. I'll leave a link below to my subscribe button on my backup channel where I'm banned from streaming on my main channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.